I have got a lot of work to do on my Animal Crossing island. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma. Today is going to be a little bit different. We're doing a little bit of a speed build today. So I have been working on my island, after work on the weekends to get the my island theme that I spoke about in my last video. So if you're not familiar, I basically want to recreate my first island that was made during the pandemic in March 2020, except there is going to be some slight changes. I want it to be very springcore and a bit normcore. Ultimately, I want this to be set in cherry blossom season, and so we're kind of just picking the best parts from my old island and putting them onto Gusville. So this is the part of Tumor Island that we are recreating today. It was kind of like a walking area. I guess you would probably find something like this at one of the UK national parks. But yeah, just very chill, very calm and peaceful. So this is kind of what we want to recreate today. As you'll start to see throughout the build, I definitely have some creative changes this time around, but I think that's partly because I have learned my style and understand what now looks better in my opinion. I guess that's just my opinion. I guess let's just start building. So the first thing that I wanted to do today was just kind of show you around the island a little bit and just kind of show you what I've been getting up to. We're here at the entrance, which I showed you guys, I think in one of my previous videos, which was basically an exact replica of Tumor Island. Over to the right of the island is basically where I've been hoarding all of my flowers. I did do this little cute walkway section, but which I think actually turned out pretty well. I love the little windmill in the background. But yes, over to the right is where all of my flowers being kept. So these are the colors that I want to use throughout Gusville. Obviously it's very springcore and bunny day like. Up here is the museum, which again I featured in my last video, maybe, and we did that little build together. So it literally looks the exact same as it did before, except now I have bamboo planted, which I actually really like. I think it adds a lot of depth. Over to the back of the island, again, it's oh my god guys, it's a mess. I'm so glad that we have Rossetti to clean all this up now. But this was where my flower breeding started, and then it got a little bit out of hand. I don't really know what to do back here, when I'm done with all the flowers, when I've got what I need. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I do still need to find a place to put my campsite and my house, but we'll see. Here is resident services. I'm still not sure about these plant partitions that we've got out the front. You'll have to let me know. Do they look cheesy? Does it look too like normcore? Over to the left we have Nook's Cranny. Now I do quite like this. I took a lot of inspiration actually from my autumn island that I did last year, so it is a little bit more citycore with the truck and the fences, but I love it. Then over the bridge we've moved Able Sisters, and I do still need to decorate around there, but this is the area of the island that I want to recreate, that little river walkway that we just saw. Up to the top left is a little Zelda area. Now originally this was going to be a duck pond, I know, original, but one, I don't have the decoy duck DIY, so I don't know what to do about that. So instead I turned it into a Zelda area, and I quite like how it looks. And then finally, again in the sort of top middle section, I have this plaza area that has all of the villager houses, very 2020, very normcore, and obviously with the heart ponds as well. It took me back, mapping all that out. Anyway, so this is the area that we are going to focus on today. So my vision for this area was to basically have cliffs that separated the Able Sisters to the back of the island, because originally I didn't really know how to make this feel natural. It kind of just felt a bit weird, plonking a rectangular river down in the middle of nowhere. We've built up a bit of a cliff. It was big enough to fit 2 staircases in, so one at the front and one at the rear. But yeah, I basically just wanted it to feel separated, like a different part of the island to where Able Sisters was, because in my eyes, Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters, they flow as one, and that's almost like a promenade type thing where you can walk along the beach, you can go to the shops, whereas this is a little bit more maybe Japanese city park inspired, or I guess it probably was back in the day, because I do remember seeing I think it was like a Pinterest post that inspired me to do this originally back in 2020. Then I laid out where my river was going to go. I had to look back at the original photo to see how wide I had made the rivers back then and how wide the little walking area was. Okay, I put down my staircase and honestly, I forgot to pay it off. I'm so glad that I remembered to do that. Then I started mapping out the brick walking area. Now, I originally did it the exact same as before, where it was just the outline and then I'd left the grass in the middle. But once I sort of looked at it, I realized that I didn't really like it as much, so I did end up filling it in, and it is now just all brick. I'd actually laid out some items previously for like what I wanted. Did realize though that I hadn't gone to Reese and Cyrus's and I did need to recolor some of them, so yeah, it was a bit of a ball ache. But yeah, so here we are just filling in that gap in the middle. I think it definitely looks a bit better. Paid off my staircase and then headed to Reese and Cyrus's to recolor those benches because I completely forgot. But yeah, I feel like I'm having so much fun doing this island at the minute. It really is making me feel ready for spring, for starters. I don't know if you can tell by the colour that I'm wearing today, but I am definitely looking forward to brighter days, warmer weather. I wonder if you guys are too, which is not like me. I'm very much a winter gal at heart. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It does feel really nostalgic playing this game at the minute because I'm like staying up late. I'm doing very normcore terraforming. Breeding flowers has been so much fun. I genuinely forgot how much I enjoyed it because I used to just go to Treasure Islands and just pick up what I wanted. But when I got my first ever green mums, and this is first ever in the entire game, I honestly squealed inside because what the heck? I made green mums. Do you know how difficult they are to get? And now I have 3 of them. Anyway, I bought a bunch of trees from Nook's Cranny because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I want this to be set in cherry blossom season. So I want it to feel very wooded, but not overcrowded, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want it to feel cottagecore where, you know, there's trees and bushes and plants everywhere. I do still want it to feel walkable, I guess is the word I'm looking for, but I also really want a lot of that pink and green to show through. But so the trees are planted a bit more like uniformed and sort of symmetrical on either side. Then was the task of picking up all of my flowers that I wanted to take over there. So again, lots of pinks, lots of yellows, and a couple of whites as well. Eventually, once I've got more green mums, I would like to swap some of them out, but for now, I've just got to focus on breeding them. I also filled in some of the gaps with weeds and custom designs. So I have a few custom designs that are like spring flowers. So sunflowers, daisies, they just look really cute. And so I also used them on the ground just to break it up a little bit so it wasn't all just flowers and trees. And then, as you can see, I also picked up some cherry blossom, oh my god, piles. I think looked really, really cute. I'm really, really pleased that I went with that as well because oh, it's just gonna look so freaking good when it is cherry blossom season, especially if I can get this on a day where the petals are falling. Ah, I'm so excited. And then for the top of the cliffs, again, it was just lots of trees, bushes, weeds, custom designs, and flowers. Again, trying to mix it up so that I didn't have too many of the same color too close together. I do actually really struggle with areas like that because I just never really know what to put up there that isn't trees and flowers. But also because in my head I'm like, well, no one's going there. You know, no one's gonna go hang out at the top of a cliff. This was a lot of back and forth, and honestly by the end of it I was ready to like give up. I think it's the flowers. I don't realize how tedious it is trying to pick them all up. So that was the build. I obviously paid to get the staircase done. I added in another staircase, and then right at the back I also paid off a bridge. So we are gonna now travel forward a few days in time. I mean, granted, we're already like a month ahead of where we are currently. I don't know if you noticed, but we're not in February yet. So we are just gonna jump ahead in time a little bit and see what this is like without the snow and with all the trees and the bushes grown in. I don't want to jump straight forward to cherry blossom season yet because I kind of want to do all of that at once and see how everything comes together at once. But for now, we'll see it without the snow. And here is the final build. I am super happy with how it turned out. I think it looks really, really cute. I'm very excited to see how this looks in cherry blossom season. It just feels really peaceful and like a great place to come and relax, maybe bring a picnic. I love how all of the colours came together. I am super happy with everything that I chose. I do think maybe I want to recolour the park clock that I used. I think the brown looks a bit odd, but let me know what you think. I am really pleased with it. Thank you so much for watching today. Please let me know in the comments if you took any sort of inspiration from this build. If you have any suggestions, I would love to know, because I am not a pro designer in Animal Crossing. I am merely a basic bitch. So please feel free to give me any suggestions. I constantly forget about what furniture there is that we can use that would improve this. So anything like that, I would love to know in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. I have plenty more Animal Crossing content to come out, as well as a Stardew Valley video that I am working on, and maybe, who knows, some Tomodachi Live that just got announced. That could be fun. You can also find me on my socials at Nintendem_. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. Mwah! Bye!